Southern Metropolitan Cemeteries Trust is privileged to host our annual Mother's Day Remembrance service online this year. While we're unable to gather in person, this online service grants us an opportunity to embrace everyone, to come together and share our reflections as we honour and celebrate the lives of your loved ones.
Hello and welcome to our very special online Mother's Day memorial event. My name is Jane Grover and I am the CEO here at the Southern Metropolitan Cemeteries Trust. A very warm welcome to our community who have previously attended our service of remembrance, whether on site or online, and also to the newer members of our community. I'm honoured that you have joined us to celebrate and remember the very special women in our lives together. To begin, I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land of which we gather today, on which our cemeteries and memorial parks are located. I also pay my respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging. At SMCT, we understand that coming together as a community is so important to our journey of reflection and healing. Due to the rapidly changing government restrictions on public gatherings, we have had to make an early choice to either limit the numbers for our annual Mother's Day Remembrance event on site or open the service to all online. We chose to embrace you all. We may be physically distanced right now, but have never been closer in our hearts. This service and the online community in which we are gathered is a supportive space, a space in which we can honour and pay tribute to our mums and reflect on the impact they have made to our lives. Together we are nurtured by the combined wisdom of all mothers and the advice they share, the memories created and the encouragement given. We are embraced by their love and their legacy. We will share our stories here and keep them in our hearts always. You are also most welcome to visit your loved ones at our memorial parks and sites at any time for reflection. I encourage you to take this time if you can. We were separated from loved ones for so long over the past year, and we will welcome you with open arms and hearts. It is said that while death ends a life, it does not end a relationship. It simply moves it from one of presence to remembrance. We all move through grief in our own pace and in our own time. We are here to support you. Ceremony is an important touchstone for healing as you move through experience of loss. We hope this service offers you a chance to pause, reflect, and honour the lives that you would like in a very special personal way. I would like to share a moment with you around my mother, who passed away 8 years ago, and I have the fondest of memories. Yes, I might have been having a cup of tea with my mother, but I also may have been having a hot toddy with her late at night, sharing stories, connecting, and I am forever grateful for the legacy and the care and the love that she gave me and my siblings. I would sincerely like to take a moment to acknowledge the people who've worked so hard to bring us this online event. Our service this year is once again a collaboration with the Templeton Family Funerals. Thank you to Elise and her talented team for partnering with us once again to deliver this exceptional service. Thank you to Veronica Lee Amato, who will be our celebrant, sharing her own personal reflections with us. As part of this event, many of you have shared images, quotes, or memories of your mother. We will present these later in the service and invite you to add any of the messages or stories of your mum in the comments section during this time. We hope that by hosting this event online, we can all share in an evening of comfort, peace, and love. It is now my absolute pleasure to invite our celebrant for this evening, Veronica Lee Amato, to share her memories and join us in honouring the legacy of our extraordinary mothers and mother figures. Good evening and thank you.
Hello everyone. Thank you for joining all of us here at the Southern Metropolitan Cemeteries Trust as we thankfully remember and acknowledge mums everywhere in a way that we are not limited by physical distance or the pandemic at hand, and in a way that we can still come together as a community virtually for our 2021 online Mother's Day Remembrance service. We trust that you will once again enjoy this opportunity to remember our mothers. My name is Veronica, and I extend a very warm welcome to each and every one of you watching this service and say Happy Mother's Day to those mothers who are by our sides and those who are in our hearts. During our service today, please connect with everyone by typing your mother's name into the chat box and share a special memory with us about your mum. The theme of our service this year is embrace, and how fitting it is to be focusing on a word that literally means to hold closely in one's arms as a sign of affection, and a word that also means to accept willingly and enthusiastically. Isn't that what our mothers do? They hold us close, affectionately, and when we need it most, sometimes when we don't even realise we need it. And they accept us willingly and wholeheartedly for who we are and who we have the potential to be. A mother's embrace is unconditional and irreplaceable. When we think about our mothers, we know they come in all forms. A birth mother, an adopted mother, our mother-in-laws, our single mothers, our grandmothers, our aunties, our foster mothers, our carers and guardians, soon-to-be mothers, and mothers who have suffered the loss of a child. Mothers are special. They're strong and they are resilient humans with an unwavering willingness to always be there and an undeniable wisdom. I love the quote by Robert Browning about motherhood. Motherhood, all love begins and ends there. And another quote, life doesn't come with a manual, it comes with a mother, by an unknown author. Mothers are human too, and not always perfect. However, they are the heart of our home and the world, and our soft place to fall, just like Mother Nature. They are the women who guided and shaped us, supported and cared for us, mentored and challenged us, loved and protected us, guided and taught us, sometimes by their own mistakes and shortcomings. A mother's love is unconditional and irreplaceable. When you think about your mother, that person who embraced you willingly and wholeheartedly and held you in their arms, what do you remember? Do you remember her cooking, maybe baking cakes and slices, a Sunday roast or a Christmas feast? Do you remember that cup of tea that she was always holding, or the way her face would light up when you came to visit? Do you remember your mother yelling and screaming for you to put your shoes away, or do your homework, or get ready for school? Do you remember your mother working hard and coming through the door at the end of a day, walking straight into the kitchen to start cooking for the family? Do you remember how your mother dressed, or the jewellery she loved to wear, a favourite song that she would sing and dance to, or maybe her favourite football team that you both loved to watch together? Do you remember a mother that you could go to with anything, your confidant, who always gave you just the right advice? Maybe a mother that was overprotective, or a mother that allowed you to make your own mistakes and seemed ahead of her time. Do you remember the special occasions that you shared? The holidays, celebrations, maybe going to bingo, sharing a coffee in a cafe, or that phone call that you made to each other at the end of each day. Do you remember your mother as an amazing grandmother or great-grandmother, proud, generous and doting, someone who had mellowed and was no longer as strict or busy as she was when you were a child? Do you remember your mum sitting and watching her favourite TV show, maybe The Bold and the Beautiful, and knowing never to call her between 4:30 and 5 p.m. because Brooke, Ridge, Taylor and all of the Forrester drama had her unbroken attention? Do you remember feeling like everything was just going to be okay, just by knowing that your mother was always there? A mother's presence and memory is unconditional and irreplaceable. Today, we especially remember our mothers who are forever in our hearts. Some left us in their own time, some left us too soon, possibly unexpectedly, possibly tragically. We miss not being able to call them or hear their voices. We miss not being able to visit them and see them waiting in the garden or with the table already set for dinner. We miss not being able to embrace them, hold them in our arms, just to say thank you, Mum, for all you have done for us. Thank you, Mum, for the sacrifices that you made for us. And thank you, Mum, for being unconditionally and irreplaceably you, our mother.
I am truly honoured to be a part of tonight's very special Mother's Day Remembrance service. Tonight, I too will remember my beautiful mum, Yolanda Templeton, who grew her angel wings far too soon. Mother's Day for me is extremely bittersweet. The day I became a mum for the very first time was the day I said goodbye to my mum for the very last time. I'm a mum without my mum, and I only wish she were here. She was the most inspiring, elegant, strong, independent woman, and always so proud. I miss seeing her, I miss our conversations, I miss her smile, but most of all, I miss her embrace. That unspoken love we shared in that moment was priceless. I only wish I could have that moment again. On behalf of my family and to all our mums that we wish were here, I would like to read this poem to you. Mum. The day you left and gained your wings, my heart just broke in two. I wish you could have stayed with me, but heaven needed you. You left me with the memories, and I love you dearly still. No matter how much time goes by, you know I always will. You were a very special person with kindness in your heart, and the love we had together grows stronger now you're apart. I know I cannot bring you back, although I wish it every day, but a piece of me went with you the day you went away. I take comfort in knowing that she is always with me, and I will make sure her memory lives on. To all our families watching tonight, know that your mum will always be with you, and she is proud no matter what. Happy Mother's Day to all our mums, loved and lost.
Today, we acknowledge all the mothers of the world, our constants, our beacons, and our guiding lights. And as a symbol of that light, the light that your mother has shared in your world and continues to share through family, friends, and irreplaceable memories, I would like to ask our CEO, Jane Grover, from the Southern Metropolitan Cemeteries Trust, and Elise Templeton from Templeton Family Funerals, to light our very special Remembrance Candle, which will burn in honour of all of our mothers. Please light your candle at home too, as we take a moment to remember and embrace the memory of our mums.
There is great power and beauty in the act of lighting a candle. The warmth of its flame helps ease our sorrow, and the light it shines guides as we pause and remember those closest to our hearts. Even though we're not physically together this year, we would like to invite each of you to take a moment to light your own special candle in memory of your mother or mother figure. There is solace and peace to be found in lighting a candle. It's a gentle reminder of the love we have for our mothers, and that their love continues to burn brightly in our hearts. Let us do this together now, in our sacred places. We would like to share a poem with you to help guide you as you remember and reflect. Everything Mum by Joanna Fuchs. How did you find the energy, Mum? To do all the things you did, to be a teacher, nurse and counsellor to me when I was a kid. How did you do it all, Mum? Be a chauffeur, cook and friend, yet find the time to be a playmate. I just can't comprehend. I see now it was love, Mum, that made you come whenever I'd call. Your inexhaustible love, Mum, and I thank you for it all. And now, in the light and warm glow of all our candles, we pause to share photos of your mothers and mother figures and showcase your personal messages that have been sent through to us by you.
mother's love is unconditional, irreplaceable, and always forever. Thank you again to everyone who has joined us for this online virtual remembrance service to honour, remember and celebrate the women and the caregivers in our lives who we have been lucky enough to call our mothers. I would like to acknowledge the amazing technical and creative team here at the Southern Metropolitan Cemeteries Trust who have ensured that we could spend this important time together as we do every year and we have done for many, many years. Thank you to our CEO, Jane Grover, and the Southern Metropolitan Cemeteries Trust, and of course our valued event and industry partner, Templeton Family Funerals. And to all of our mothers who are watching, we thank you for being uniquely you. Have a beautiful Mother's Day.
We are aware that these occasions can bring up fresh memories of immense grief. Please know that you're not alone and there are many resources available to our community. We encourage you to visit smct.org.au for a list of bereavement counselling, support organisations and online wellness videos. On behalf of Southern Metropolitan Cemeteries Trust, we would like to thank you for attending our special Mother's Day Remembrance online service and hope to see you at our next event. From all of us here at Southern Metropolitan Cemeteries Trust, we wish you a very happy Mother's Day.